Anyways, I'm just gonna ask questions. We're gonna talk about last week real quick, and then get into next week, and hopefully this guy gets in here and we can talk about it. So I'm just gonna do intro real quick. Fuck, the shadow's bothering me. Oh well. All right, welcome to Dallas Cowboys Take. I'm Ryu. We got a new guy in the building today. His name is Sean. He's my brother, obviously. You don't have a cool nickname or something like Money or something. You don't have him nothing.
No, man. I'm
Just
just
Sean. Just Sean. Huh?
Sean.
Okay. Well, I'm
I don't have
Ryu.
a cool name like Ryu.
Yeah, and we might be joined by a Charger fan, Hot Rod, but he's being a little bitch right now. He's kind of scared to talk. So we'll see if he chimes in or not. But we're gonna get into a little bit of last week against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Don't want to talk too much about it because it's over with. Don't like to dwell in the past. It's freaking kind of dark. It's just bothering me.
Doesn't look too bad.
Oh, there you go. It looks better. But you tell the fans on?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right, let's get into last week. Tampa Bay Bucks. Obviously we lost. It was a hard fought game. We played better than I thought. I thought we were going to get crushed. What did you think that was going to happen last week when we played the Bucks? I thought it was going to be at least. I actually my prediction was 31-20. I thought we were going to lose. What was
I thought something like that. I knew Brady was going to tear us up. I thought we were going to lose a little more, but I hate the whole moral victory thing, dude. There ain't no such thing as a moral victory. Everyone's saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm happy that we hung in there with them and all that." A loss is a loss, dude, and we needed that win. We were so close, and if Legatron would have made those field goals, then I don't know, man, different story.
Yeah, I don't believe in moral victories either. I think they're bullshit. But I mean, we did play well. I'll give them that. But being a diehard Cowboy fan, you know that one week they'll play well, and next week they look like shit.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case coming up on Sunday. But so you watched the game. What did you like? What did you like from the either offense or defense? What did you like?
I like Kellen Moore, to tell you the truth, man. The guy got a little swagger going on the sidelines. He was far away from the other coaches, calling his own thing, calling his own plays. I think he had a good mixture of play calling in there. I haven't seen some of that stuff, some of the play designs that he had going, and I think those little outside passes were pretty efficient on. They were like substitutes for runs. We couldn't run through the middle. That line was too good. So those little outside passes would give us 3 or 4 yards. Would substitute for a run. It was pretty good design that he had. So yeah, definitely like Kellen Moore.
I didn't mind the play calling because I mean after the game was over or during the game, I was like, I understand that D line, that front four is really tough to run on. But my thing is you have to run to set up the play action. That's how it works. But then I found out that Kellen Moore actually called 28 running plays, and Dak checked out of 12 of them. So he did try to mix it in. He did try to balance it out. Yeah, he did try to balance it out, and Dak checked out of it, and that's why Zeke and Pollard didn't get as many touches as they were supposed to. So he wanted to run it, and Dak wanted to throw it. But I think he had a good game plan going forward. But the thing that bothered me, and that was the next question. I'll go first. Is what didn't you like? What I didn't like is obviously the defense, but that's tough when you're going against Tom Brady and you're going against a team that's been together. They brought everybody back from last year, same coaching staff, same everybody.
Yeah.
So they had the same system, so they're used to each other. We had a lot of new personnel on defense and whatnot. But what I didn't like on the offense was towards the end when we had the ball. You can't give Tom Brady that much time. You can't. I know there's a penalty or whatnot, but if you remember when CeeDee Lamb caught that pass and ran for about 30 yards, and he went out of bounds, you got to know not to go out of bounds. Yep. You got to stay in bounds. Clock's going to run. They're going to have to call timeout, or they let it run down to the 2-minute warning, and then you can run the ball a few times and run the clock down. And then we had that penalty that screwed us up, obviously, and that stops the clock automatically. But actually, it wasn't so much the play calling; it was more of the execution. And and then Zeke went out of bounds one time as well, and then I knew it, and I'm pretty sure you knew it, and all of Cowboy freaking Nation knew it, that Tom Brady's gonna go down and he's gonna score or get a field goal.
Yeah. Nobody was surprised about that, dude. Really.
Yeah.
It was just too easy. I knew it was gonna happen, but we could make it a little harder on them. I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
They even took a 10-second runoff, dude. Like with that penalty that they had.
Yeah. To save their timeout, which was very smart.
Yeah, it's very smart. But like you said, if we wouldn't have gone out of bounds, that 10-second runoff now is huge.
That's what I'm saying. You have to know that as a player. You got to know that you can't step out of bounds like that. But CeeDee Lamb's his second year, so I mean that's no excuse. But as soon as you run out of bounds, I was like, you're going to give this guy too much time.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happened. The only thing is I was hoping the kicker would have missed, but Tom Brady.
Sometimes these players, dude, they're all amped up and they got to be reminded sometimes. Sometimes it's coaching to be like, hey, if you catch it and you go down,
excuse me, there is
stay
a
in bounds.
Right.
I don't know. It's like you said, second-year player. He's thinking catch the ball, get as much yards as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did not like Jarwin, dude. That guy, I mean, shoot.
That missed block.
He missed so many blocks, dude. And I went back and watched the game over. They had an NFL Network replaying it, and I was just eyeballing that guy and was like, dude, that guy, he just could not block. So many different.
That was actually a nice play call by Kellen Moore as well. It was open, and all Blake Jarwin had to do. Let me see if this guy's pussy out. No, he's not. All he had to do was so you have to attack his outside shoulder. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
You attack his outside shoulder. He has no choice but to come in, and then he's out of the play already.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get in the way of his outside shoulder, man. You don't need to make contact. He's like, man. But Zeke had no chance.
No, all you got to do is shadow block. Just get in his way, but get in his way in the outside shoulder, and Zeke walks in. A lot of people are saying, yeah, Zeke should have went through that guy, around that guy, and he admitted he should have switched the ball to the other hand and used a straight arm and try to get past that guy. But I don't know. I see it both ways, because if you're getting paid the way you are, you're a top 5 running back, or you say you are, you got a one-on-one, you got to beat that guy. And
now, what, 4 or 5 years ago, is he 4 years ago, is he going to use that straight arm and go right through him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Different player, man.
He is different. He's in great shape, but we don't even know what we got in him yet. I still believe in him, but we don't know what we got because he didn't run the ball that much, which was a problem. If you go back to 2016 when they were both rookies, when we had that record we had, I think it was 13-3. The recipe for us winning, Dak threw the ball about 25 to 27 times. Zeke ran the ball. I know Zeke's not the same guy, but he ran the ball 20, 25 times. And that was the recipe for us to win.
Yeah.
And it's changed, and I understand because we got these badass receivers. But, I mean, as you can see, last year when Dak was throwing for a shitload of yards, we were losing.
Yeah.
Against the Bucs, we should have won. He threw for 58, 59 times. We lost. And, if it wasn't for I don't even know. That was a terrible PI call that they called on us. Yeah, that was terrible, sure. But let's just say that Tom Brady still wouldn't have made the next play got. You know what I mean? So I can't blame it on that. But overall, I think they played well. But
why does it seem like it's easier to stop the run nowadays? All defenses are stopping the run. Like, why do you think it's like the run is? It's hard to run against defenses now. Not like it used to be.
Well, they're bigger, faster, stronger now. That's what guys are. They're bigger, faster, stronger. Defense is big. They plug up the hole. Like Vita Vea, we couldn't run because he's plugging up the hole.
Oh yeah.
Bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. So if you see like everybody's on the ball last night, Giants and Redskins, and I'll call them Redskins, not the Washington football team. They're the Redskins, but they threw the ball a shitload.
Yeah.
And I know you got Saquon Barkley, and I know he's come back from an injury, but that's what the league is coming down to. But I don't know. I think, unless you're Mahomes, hey, there's Rodney. Rodney's coming in. Charger fans coming in. unless you're Mahomes and the Chiefs, you can get away with throwing the ball all day long. Yeah, there's the. Can you hear us? You
You have to put
gotta
his audio on.
you gotta put your audio on. Don't unmute yourself. So we got you're muted, bro. So we got Hot Rod in the video, and he's a Charger fan. So we wanted to get him in here. We're gonna keep talking until this guy unmute. You can hear?
Got it. Let's
Oh,
go
there you go.
Bolts.
There you go. Yeah, immediately.
Get
There you
in
go.
there.
There go
Let's
go
get in
Bolts.
there.
How long
Yeah,
you been a Charger fan?
I've been a Charger fan probably the last 30 years or
Yeah.
more.
Were you mad when they left?
You know what? I was okay with it. I understand, the cycle of things and the business of, the game and the sport. And, unfortunately, San Diego, one of the world-class cities, should have been able to retain, the Clippers and the Chargers.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're not. I don't know. Sometimes it gets down to politics and, quarrels, between the owners and the Spanos family. Just hasn't been that great, I don't think, in dealing with the city and being able to get maybe some assistance or some getting that.
They lost a lot of diehards, dude. They got pissed.
They you know what, we may have lost a lot of fans, but there's always rebirth, and we moved to LA. I mean, there's the true fans are still in San Diego. There's going to be a lot of fans still down there. But we're going to build a core here in all over the Los Angeles, the Inland Empire, and around the world. You know what I'm saying? Bolt up, baby.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we got a special guest, Hot Rod, today because he's a Charger fan, and obviously we're playing the Chargers weekend. Well, all three of us are going to the game Sunday, sitting right next to each other, so that'll be fun. But we were recapping the Tampa Bay game, but we're done with that. So now we're going to move on to the Bolts, to the Chargers. Before I get started, the Chargers are very similar to the Cowboys. Every year they have talent. Every year they suck. They can't get it done, just like us. You agree with that?
I agree. We've been in a stalemate, with Rivers for quite a long time. Whereas he was a great quarterback for the organization. We didn't really have the right pieces around him, and they just let him just get too old, and it just didn't work out in the end. But yeah, definitely we are similar in a lot of ways, especially now.
Right now, as you know, going to this game Sunday, we got a shitload of people out, and that's no excuse because I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna give a prediction till the end of this, but we have a lot of injuries, so you're catching us at a good time. I know you got some injuries as well,
Sure.
but not as bad as us as important as our personnel is. But we'll see how it goes. But let me ask you. I was gonna ask Sean, but let me ask you. What do you guys think you got to do to win? Because I know what we got to do to win, and I'm gonna ask Sean. But if you're being the Bolts Chargers fan, what do you guys got to do to win?
Well, I'll base it off of what I've seen a lot in the last game against Washington. Even though it was a win, being a harsh critic, one of the things that stuck out for me, even though they had a top tier defense, was being able to convert in the red zone. If we're not able to do that, then we will definitely have problems. So that was probably the most important thing. We were pretty effective. The receivers who needed to step up, I think, stepped up pretty well. We had a couple of sleepers. Jared Cook, who we got for basically a bag of chips. Nobody really made note of his 3 catches and 80 yards. I thought that was great. Something that we weren't able to really get Hunter Henry able to do. He was really a catch and go to the end zone if he was close enough. But everybody's making the catches. Herbert is going to distribute the ball accordingly. we did have one interception. We had a couple bad calls. I think the refs kind of turned on us after we took out Fitzpatrick. And, Bosa getting those 2 15-yard roughing the passers, I think was very uncalled for. And even that what was ruled a fumble, that forward pass, things like that, we can't help, but we still, overcame that. That 20, that victory, we could have easily been 2 more scores in the 30s. But
speaking of Bosa, we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but we got to deal with that guy this week with the second string. It's not gonna be pretty. But so being a Cowboy fan, Sean, on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the coin, what do we got to do to beat the Bolts?
Man, it's not gonna be a cakewalk by any means. I think these guys are pretty good. I like the quarterback. I think Eckler, they're gonna do a lot with him. They're gonna throw a lot of passes to him. I think we're gonna have a lot of mismatches with Eckler in the backfield, kind of disrupting some stuff. But we gotta keep Bosa, and like you said, that's gonna be we gotta put a game plan together that we know that Bosa's gonna come in. He's gonna come in before the 4 seconds easily with our backup. But they have some people out too. They got Chris Harris is out for their cornerback for them. That's gonna be but it's all gonna be on Diggs and see if Diggs can handle Keenan Allen, and that's gonna be a good matchup. And I think Diggs has got to step up, but our linebackers too gotta do a little better. Vander Esch was a step too slow, I felt, last game against Tampa Bay. He was chasing people instead of meeting them. I saw him chasing a lot of people, so he's got to be on his game. These guys, you can't give Herbert a chance to throw it. We got to pressure him. He's a young quarterback. If we pressure him, we fluster him, and I think that's the game plan. We need to get at him, and then of course the defense needs to step up. Our secondary. They in our running game's got they let 123 yards go last game, running yards, and it was a no-name running back that they had, so I think we can run against them.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I think we have to have a balance. I think we got to give. To me, it's got to be 60-40, 60 pass, at least 60-40, 60 pass and 40 run. You can run against this team. Joey Bosa is he's a great DN, but his specialty is sacking the quarterback. I'm not saying he can't stop the run, but that's not his specialty. He gets past the DN. I mean, he gets past the tackle. He bowls around. He gets to the quarterback really easy, and it's going to be tough for our backup Steele, who's going to be the right tackle. I think that we're going to have a chipper. Either it's Zeke that's going to have to help Chip, or it's going to be a tight end that's going to be back there helping Chip block. And I think that's the only way we're going to be able to contain Bosa.
Isn't Steele third string?
Well, him and Ty Niche, which is –
But Niche is out, right?
Niche is out. He went to the hospital yesterday. He's recovering. He's not playing. So they were battling for the second spot. Obviously now it's Steele's this week. The good thing is we got Zach Martin back, so we need to run behind him.
Yeah.
We still got tight. We still got Smith on the other side. So I think we have to have a balanced attack. And I am not. Herbert's a bad man, dude. Your quarterback, Howard Roddy's a bad man, dude. He's good. I think we got to put pressure on him, and I think you got to send some people to him, because the difference between we blitz against Brady, but the thing about Brady is he's an old man, and they know they got to get the ball to his hand real quick.
Yeah.
So it's always quick, 2-step, 3-step. It's just quick, and it's not like that for Herbert. Herbert's a young guy, and they put him in 5- and 7-step drop back. We got to get to him. We got to send blitzes. We got to send quarter blitzes. We got to disguise our blitzes, our coverages. We have 2 of our starting safeties that are in the injury report. One might not play, so we don't even know. So we got a lot of injuries. So, so going to the defense, I'm not worried about defense. Meaning, Chargers are going to score on us. I'm worried about the offense. The offense has to score and can't settle for field goals in the red zone. And I think that's how we're going to be able to beat the Chargers. But I'm while we're talking, we're going to give our predictions, but I still don't know who I'm going to choose. But
what are you talking about? You're a Cowboy fan.
I know that, but I didn't choose the Cowboys. I didn't choose the Cowboys last week when they played the Bucs. I chose you got to be realistic sometimes.
What's the point spread as of now? Has it moved
Uh,
to 3.5 yet?
it went from
It's 3.5
two.
still, I think.
It went to 2.5,
Oh,
and then it went to 3 and 3.5. Then it went to 4. Now it's back to 3.5.
Okay. Well, that's pretty significant in that if they went to 3.5, that kind of, even though it's just a half a point change, that's a pretty significant change. I think
September's a weird month though, man. You gotta throw all that out the window in September, man. You don't even know what you got in September. So I don't even know how to bet or how to do anything in September, man. It's just like a crapshoot.
yeah, right now I think they're looking at, this is probably probably the best start we've had with as far as health. We've been plagued with injuries over the last couple of years. But right now with some of our our key players, and in Derwin James and Beluga there on the right tackle, our veteran defensive line.
Dude, your left tackle,
Well,
Slater.
out, right?
Slater is a badass, dude.
Slater.
Your left tackle from, I think he was Northwestern. I wanted him in the draft if we couldn't get Parsons. That guy's last week when they played the Chargers, what's his name couldn't do shit. Dean Young, he couldn't do anything. Slater, he's the real deal.
He has good hands. He has.
I think Beluga's out though, right?
I think he's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Beluga, you know what? I think they're with Beluga. They're doing even maybe a little bit of how they do in the NBA, doing a little load management. I think they got him questionable now, but I think they really put him on that in that category just to get him that next day's rest. I think he's going to play. He didn't sustain, as far as I know, any more of an injury than he has. So I think he's going to start. Everybody who does have that's been on questionable should be in the lineup.
I don't even think it matters, dude, because our two bookends are out. Our defensive ends are out. True. I mean, Randy Gregory actually he might play. He had a COVID test that he passed. He has to pass one more, so he might have a chance to play. But if they don't play, then it's a moot point because our backups. You know what?
I like these young bucks coming in though because they got something to prove. Sometimes I think they even play harder than the starters. They don't give a play up. I don't know, man. Who is it? Armstrong?
Armstrong is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And what Azir?
Bradley and I is going to play, and then they might put Michael Parsons in there to rush the quarterback as well. They're going to mix things up, but I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be a shootout. We're going to have to outscore you, and I think the game's going to.
We got to keep Herbert in the pocket because that guy can run too, man.
Yeah, he can. I don't want him to run. He gets a little too brave out there. He is pretty mobile. I think they, from what I've seen last game, I think they do want him to stay mobile unless he needs to take off, stay in that pocket, let the plays unfold, and the route runners do their thing, and hit his target. So hopefully he's not running with that offensive line. There's no reason for him to have to run. He's perfect. He won't have the offensive line in his lap. He'll have plenty of time to drop back, do his check down, and go and hit his mark.
He's a bad man. I like that guy. So it's going to be a shootout. I think whoever makes the most turnovers is going to lose. So I think that's what it's going to come down to.
I agree. We got to consider the referees, and we got to consider which is going to be in the Cowboys' favor is that 12th man. You guys are going to have what I understand is
it's a Cowboys home game.
Yeah,
it is going to be it is going to be a home game. Everybody knows that the Cowboys get on their ponies and they travel well. I'm glad we actually started on the road with Washington and having a strong defense. And that's going to be a good starter because that's how their season is going to be most of the time, especially in these big games. When we get Pittsburgh and even the Raiders, we got to be able to sustain somebody. I listened to an analyst today, and they described kind of bothered me a little bit, but they described the Chargers as being nomadic and just having an overachieving quarterback and an offensive line for hire. That's being said, most of that is true. But I think there's definitely a lot of we definitely have a lot of top 10 players, and we are, we're gonna make it the boat house.
Okay, so
we just can't go 0-2. We haven't been 0-2 since 2010.
It's not gonna happen.
We haven't been 2-0 in a while.
It's not gonna be a boat house. It's gonna be probably at least 60% Cowboy fans. Sorry to tell you that, dude.
I'm talking about as far as the Rams. It's always, I keep hearing, whose house, all that crap. Like, we gotta own that what we own. It's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be like a Clipper kind of a relationship. We gotta own that stadium, but we're gonna have to get used to, not having a large base like some of these.
So you're JV, right? That's just because this guy he's a Clippers fan too, so he's JV. He's got JV basketball, JV, and football. And then
sure. Yeah, I like it.
I think Clippers are supposed to get their own stadium though now.
Yeah, they're gonna take over the Great Western Forum. They're gonna make it. They're gonna turn into their. That's some bullshit. You don't do that to the Forum.
No, you don't.
I agree. I didn't know it was there. I thought it was going to be another location, but there's not too many other locations they can go. But I think they should let that stand where it is. But yeah, it's going to be something similar like that. I think the Bolts going to have to prove themselves, and their contract goes into was so far for a while. But I would love to see them coming to Orange County.
How right you talk a big game, but when we were in Vegas, the over runner for the Cowboys was 9.5. I put money on the Cowboys to win more than 9.5. Over runner for the Chargers to win was 9.5.
Sure.
And you were too scared to put money on your boys, dude.
You know what? If I had a second opportunity, I probably would have. Going over.
You don't get second opportunities.
You know what? I do it. I got some online activity. Going over the schedule, I looked at the schedule and I was like, people are saying, 9.5 or 10 games. I really think we can go 12-5 this year.
Well, I think you're fucking dreaming on that one, but
yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey, you know what? Hey, check this out. I'll go ahead 12-5. Look, I'll give KC 2. I'll just give KC 2, and I'll even give I'll go ahead and give Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and I'll even give Dallas 1. Who else is going to beat us? I'll say, well. The Raiders, the Ravens, they got beat by the Raiders. We're going to beat the Raiders twice. So
that's a divisional game, man. Those are always tough. And the Broncos too. That's always tough.
We're gonna. Those are 2 wins.
I can't. The Raiders on Monday night.
That's right. On Monday night. True. I just can't. The Raiders are still the Raiders. You can put lipstick on a pig. It's still the Raiders.
I agree. I hate the Raiders. Man.
It's still the Raiders. Did they have a good showing? I thought that was good. That's their home opener. I get it, but I can't see. Last year we split it with the Raiders. That shouldn't have happened. If Mike Williams didn't drop that pass, which it should have been in his grasp in his zone, we would have won twice last year. I just cannot see them us giving up even one game to game to the Raiders.
Well, I hope you beat the Raiders because I don't like the Raiders.
No.
And I'm not a Charger hater, so yeah, I don't mind you guys winning, just not this Sunday. That's it,
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be a test, gonna be a challenge for the Cowboys to see. It's gonna be a lot of pressure for us as well because nobody wants to go. We want to go 2-0. You guys don't want to go 0-2. So it's gonna whoever wants it better.
It's funny. We both have easy schedules. I think both teams don't have. I don't think we play a playoff contender until week 10. I think, right? Something like that.
I think it's 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, man, and then you guys got like what, the Patriots, KC, the Browns.
We got We got those are going to be our some key matchups. We're gonna get challenged. We definitely don't have a easy schedule.
I think that's easy schedule, man.
Yeah, that's why you should have put the money on the over. We went down the schedule in Vegas, and you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't more than 9.5, but you didn't put money on it, dude. So
yeah,
I don't believe you.
No faith.
No faith. The ye of little faith.
You know, it's not too late. You know, I like I said, I really think we can. I think we can get 12 wins. It's not out of the universe for us to get there.
Yeah.
If we get on track, if we beat you guys this weekend, we're going to be 3-0 because we get that momentum.
I agree.
We're going to run over the Raiders.
Yeah.
If we get a 3-0 start, we're looking good. That confidence is there.
I agree.
Right now, we're not.
Ain't gonna happen though. 1-1.
So
it's a very important game for both.
It's very important.
Think about
it's
it.
more important for us. More important for us. But Sean? Who do you think, in order for us to win, who do you think? Not besides Dak, who do you think has to have a big game besides Dak?
I think we got to get the running game going. I think our line has to have a big game. The line, all of them, not one, not two. We got Martin back, like you said. I think the line's going to play a huge role in this game by letting the run happen, because what you said, the run opens up the pass. So once we can start, running and being effective on it, it'll open up some of those passing lanes, and then Dak could do what he does. But Dak can't be checking off on them runs. If Kellen Moore, I'm sure he got an earful from Kellen Moore about checking off all of them.
We wouldn't have known that he called 28 runs and Dak checked out of 12, but Kellen Moore's the one who said it so he's trying to tell people, look, I'm trying. Yeah, he's a little pissed. He said, I'm trying to run it, but my quarterback is checking out of it. So I mean, don't blame me because I did try to run, but I personally think that it's got to be Zeke, and that goes in line with the offensive line. But I think it's got to be Zeke. He's got to run for over 100 yards, and he's got to get. I would like to see him get 20 carries at least, somewhere around there. The stats say when he gets over 20 carries, I can't remember the stats, but it's pretty good in our favor. So I'm leaning towards Zeke being the one that we got to count on to win. What about you, Rod, on your team? Who, besides Herbert, because obviously the quarterback's always the popular choice, who's going to have a big game for the Bolts to win?
My pick is going to have to be I got several, of course, but I'm going to have to say Williams at this point. He hasn't performed up to his his number one level, and I think during this time, during his contract year, he's going to have to step up. We're going to do a lot more, passing and running. I hope we do establish a run game. We do have, I don't really consider Eckler to be that, that back who's going to be, breaking through the tackles and getting in the open field, but he has that capability. I think he's a lot more effective getting into the flats and get behind the linebackers. We do have an RB2 in Roundtree who has probably a little more ability. He has good feet, good contact balance, good second level vision that it probably give him a little better ability to do that. But I think we're going to do a lot of passing. I think Williams is going to be pivotal in catching those balls, especially in the red zone.
Okay, well, I think with both teams, it's all about the red zone. Can't settle for field goals. No. So we'll see what happens there. But us three will be at the game. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. We all bought freaking season tickets. Well, my brother and I brought season tickets just for this game, and then go to a couple more and sell the rest. But so this is a huge game for us. Like my brother said, we can't go 0-2. And Chargers, they can go 1-1. So it's a huge game for us. So I'm gonna start with you, Hot Rod. Who wins? And this don't go with your heart. Don't go with your team because your team. And a lot of Cowboy fans that do that. They, like my brother said about 10 minutes ago, oh, you got to go with your team. You got to be realistic sometimes. So who do you think's gonna win, Hot Rod? And what's the score?
Well, what I don't want is for this to be a shootout. I really want us to be a little more methodical about how we go about it. I do believe the Chargers pull it off. It's probably going to be. I think it's going to come down to the wire, and I think it's going to be by a field goal.
What's the score?
I'm thinking 21-24.
Okay. What about you, Sean?
Cowboys take it all the way. We're not going to go 0-2. 34-31. I don't think it's going to be as much of a shootout. I don't think we're going to go into the 40s because we're going to try to run. We're going to try to we'll throw some obviously passing lane's going to open up, so that's why we're going to be scoring 34. But Chargers are tough. I think it's going to be a tough game, but there's no way we can go 0-2. There's just no way. I mean, Jerry Jones will have people's heads if we go 0-2.
Hey, you got to go 0-2, still make the playoffs. You'll be okay.
That's true. I mean, that is true because our division is does suck, but
our division's the best in the NFL. What are you talking about?
Hey, New York even has a shot to make the playoffs.
How they do? But I'm gonna Hot Rod. I gotta go with my Cowboys, dude. It's gonna be 31-27. Cowboys are gonna win by 4 points. Herbert's gonna need a touchdown at the end. It's not gonna happen. I just think we're going to run the clock down. He's not going to have enough time to get a touchdown. Cowboys 31-27. And then what we're going to do is come back again, maybe Monday or Tuesday, get back on here, and we're going to discuss to see who was right, who was wrong. And then we're going to talk some shit, and we're going to discuss what happened during the game and then go from there. But, no holds barred. You can talk all the shit you want. And then, if you guys win, I'll give you your props and we'll go from there. But it's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be fun though. We're gonna be there. It's gonna be fun. Hot Rod's gonna be in the stadium with his hot ass stadium with the hoodie on, which I don't understand. We'll have a jersey or a hat on and shirt or whatever, but this guy wears a hoodie. But I think kind of like my brother said, we can't go into, and I think this is going to be the turning point for us to win 4 in a row because we got divisional games coming up next. And so I'm going to come back on Monday or Tuesday and be like, how about them Cowboys, Hot Rod? And we're going to go from there, dude.
We'll see.
And we still got a couple of days. We can put a little wager on it if you want before the game.
Okay.
Or walking to the stadium or taking the shuttle to the stadium or a little wager or something. I don't know. But
why not?
Huh?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I want to in some of that.
Yeah, we'll do halves or something, Hot Rod. If you wanted to bet like a 20 spot, then we'll just do 10 each, my brother and I, then versus your 20 or something like that.
Sounds good. I'll take your lunch money.
A 20 spot, that's a beer at the stadium.
That is a beer at the stadium.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see. But I think Hot Rod, if I know we played the Chargers this week, but get you on the show more often. You got a lot of knowledge about football. Let's get you going. I'll get my brother on here. I'm gonna try to get him on every week. I have Joey to get on here too, but he had plans today. And then we'll go from there.
But that's why there was a bunch of bitching right now.
Yeah, I know.
Talk more about football.
I know.
But it's funny though.
It is funny. He bitches a lot. I get him going and all that shit, but.
You know how to push his button.
I know how to push his button, and it's usually because I'm saying we're going to lose. But this week we're going to win.
Yeah.
I guarantee, like Charles Barkley, Hot Rod, I guarantee Cowboys will win Sunday, 1 o'clock.
You heard it.
1:25 p.m.
You heard it from the host.
I've been getting into it all day with Cowboy fans, and everybody's pretty confident. And I get why. I give the Cowboys credit when they stood up to Tampa Bay. So I've got to be honest.
See, I don't like that shit. I don't like the silent assassin type of shit. Where you're just like kicking it and saying, because it's like it's too much confidence in you, man. I want to hear you rant and rave so that way I can be like, okay, cool. But now you're just too cool, man. I'm like, now I'm worried, man.
It's that reverse psychology bullshit that he's trying to do, dude.
Hey, I'm giving it real. I'm trying not to. I'll go overboard. I pick my time to go overboard. But I definitely do. That's one thing we can't do is underestimate the Cowboys, offense or defense. I think right now I think everybody's has a cool head. Everybody's calm. Everybody's healthy. And that's the best we can start with.
All right. It's America's team. Remember that shit. America's team. I'm saying that like we've been any good for the last few years. We haven't, but we'll be better this year. So it's gonna be interesting. Sunday. Actually, I'm gonna probably try to go live Sunday at the stadium, walk into the stadium, whatever. Have it on live on YouTube while we're watching the game, and if you start shedding tears, Hot Rod, it's gonna be on YouTube live. If I start shedding tears, it's gonna be on YouTube live, and we'll go from there. But
that'd be good.
All right, so that's Hot Rod, and that's Sean. myself, Ryu, Dallas Cowboys Take. We will see both you guys on Sunday.
Vote,
And
baby.
then
Vote up.
it's the Cowboy show, bro. Cowboy show. So America's team. All right.
What's up, baby?
I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.
All right, peace.
All right. Bye. Yeah, turn this shit off.
How you end this shit? Okay, got it.
You got to end.